My dear fellow Nigerians, this message is very important and it's urgent as well. I want us to treat it as something very serious. If we don't act in the very immediate, we may be losing this young man, Hussein Ataba. It may just be one of the many cases of disappearances or torture to death of the Nigerian police acting on instructions of some very wicked Nigerian politicians. This Hussein Ataba is an indigene of Kogi State, and from videos on his Facebook page, I've never met him before. First time seeing him after I got information about him being held up in 4 CID in Area 10 Garki, Abuja. I found out that he's a strong critic of the Usman Ododo's administration, spilling over from the Yahya Bello's administration, and he's been counting the names of disappearances, mysterious disappearances from Kogi State in the last few years. Young people who disappeared, some of them incarcerated, some of them in various prisons and jails around Nigeria, some of them may be dead. But then he's not been relenting. He's been dogged and speaking about it. I hear now from somebody who works in the FCID who gave me this information that he's been made to be tortured to death by some police officers at the FCID Area 10 Garki, Abuja. I'm calling on the Inspector General of Police, Olatunji Disu. I'm calling on the Commissioner of Police, FCT Abuja, CP Miller Dantawaye. I'm also calling on the DIG in charge of FCID, the Force Criminal Investigation Department, DIG Margaret Ochala Agebe. Please, whatever is being done to Hussein Ataba should stop in the immediate. I hear that he's been tortured. I hear that he's not had food for days. He's not getting water to the point that he's drinking water from the bathroom, from the bathtub. That's where he has been drinking water from. And with several injuries, no treatment, no medical care, no medication. Yet, it looks like he's been prepared to die so that it will look like a natural death. But we'll not allow this lie. I want to appeal to Nigerians to tag Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, the senator representing Kogi Central in the red chambers. I have been told, according to the information available to me, that the young man was actually lured from his place to come and meet with Senator Natasha in the National Assembly, not knowing that it was being set up by the Kogi State government. And then they tortured him, beat him, if not for the awareness we have been raising on platforms like ours and several others. I'm sure this young man would have been taken off. It's been the stock in trade of the Kogi government. However, for this particular guy, they beat him, tortured him, they handed him over to another torturing police officers at the FCID, and they have continued the charade. We want to appeal that should anything happen to this man, there have been several names too many, several cases too much to count. We've been calling on Nigerian DSS, the Nigerian police, to actually ask Yahya Bello and Usman Ododo what they are doing with the lives of young men from Kogi State that have been missing continually. But this will be one too many. The Commissioner of Police, the DIG in charge of FCID, the IGP, if anything happens to this young man, I've never met him before. I was seeing his page for the first time, and I saw a couple of videos. One of them is this particular one where he called names and he said he has information, he has evidences to prove that some of these guys were invited by the DSS, by the police, but they cannot be found. The families are looking for them. And if that is the case, I expect the Nigerian police to be charging the young man to court. That's what the law said. Charge him to court if he cannot provide the evidence, that you know what to do. I do not know since when the Nigerian police became the justice system, they became court of law, they became judges, and they are now the ones sentencing people to death and torturing the young man to death. I don't know if there is any other law that the police works with aside of the Constitution and the Act establishing the force. If this doesn't stop, we will not accept this nonsense. We want to beg Senator Natasha to swing to action. Her name has been called into this. They told the young man that was coming to meet Senator Natasha. I assume he would have told his family members or those close to him. Should anything has happened to this man, they would have said Senator Natasha was the one that invited him. And this has become the stock in trade of the Kogi government. I was told Bashiru Gegu, the Honorable Commissioner for Solid Minerals, Kogi State, was in the FCID yesterday to ensure that this particular act is done with. You went there to continue to put in effort so that the young man will be tortured to death. Nothing should happen to Hussein Ataba. He's not my brother. I've never met him, never spoken with him. But nothing should happen to Hussein Ataba. All of you at the FCID, Let this video be a testament that we are aware of the mass, that is the young man that is with you, and should anything happen to him, you'll be held accountable for this. Thank you.